Yes, you're going to die. And no, this isn't a tragic warning. Actually, it's the best reminder you'll hear today. Because knowing that death is coming might be exactly what you need to finally start living. Everyone lives as if they were immortal. They postpone everything. Love, courage, dreams, an apology, the trip, life. I'll do it later. I'll think about it later. I'll handle it later. But later might never come. Seneca once said, "Life is long enough if you know how to use it." The problem is, you're not using it. You're just surviving, dragging your days like someone endlessly scrolling their phone, waiting for something to happen. But death doesn't wait. It doesn't ask if the timing is right. It doesn't schedule, doesn't send a warning, doesn't follow your planner. It arrives and takes everything. Knowing you're going to die is liberating. Think about it. If everything is going to end, why worry so much about what others think? If everyone will turn to dust, why haven't you started that project yet? If your existence is limited, why waste time trying to impress people who don't even like you? Look at nature. Leaves fall in autumn without drama. The sun sets every day and comes back tomorrow. Everything dies, and everything is reborn, except humans. We think we're the exception, but the truth, death is the greatest teacher, only it shows you what really matters. Want proof? Steve Jobs said that remembering death was the best way to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. And he was right. When you accept that you're going to die, you stop living in fear, fear of failure, of looking ridiculous, of not making it. You let go. You live. And no, I'm not talking about going wild yelling YOLO everywhere. I'm talking about presence, about courage, about making peace with the now. In anime, this is a recurring theme. Take Itachi Uchiha from Naruto. He knew he was going to die and used that knowledge to live with purpose. He made sacrifices, took hard decisions because he understood time was limited. Or Jiraiya, who dies with a smile, saying, "A shinobi who doesn't protect his comrades is worse than scum." His death was the turning point in the story, because sometimes it's in death that we finally understand life. Same in movies. Fight Club. Remember that scene with the fast food worker and a gun to his head? Tyler Durden says, his life is going to change. The pressure of death brings clarity. Shocking? Yes, but it makes you think. If today were your last day, what would you do differently? The truth is, everyone wants to live longer, but few want to live better. And if death visited you today, would you go in peace or full of regrets? Epictetus, another hardcore Stoic, said, "It's not death we should fear, but rather the fear of not living." Think about that. You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid of living a mediocre life, of spending years on autopilot, of waking up one day old and realizing you didn't really live at all. So, yes, you're going to die. And that might be the best thing that could happen, because it frees you from the illusion of control. It pulls you out of the spectator seat. It puts you in the game. You know that love you never confessed, that project you never started, that trip you keep postponing. Maybe you think you have time, but maybe you don't. You need to understand, death is certain, life is not. Some people only wake up to life after a diagnosis, or after losing someone, or after narrowly surviving an accident. Then suddenly they start chasing their dreams. They love more deeply, hug more, say "I love you" without shame, smile like they mean it. But why wait for the shock? You can decide today, right now, to live differently, to get out of autopilot. You know that Legion Urbana song, Tempo Perdido? We are so young. We're not. Youth is a fleeting illusion. It blinks, and it's gone. You're probably listening to this while doing dishes, heading to work, who knows? But stop and think for a second. What if this were the last week of your life? Would you change anything? Or would you keep pretending there's time? Death removes the weight of perfection. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real, present, human. The greatest peace in life comes when you accept that everything ends. Relationships end. Phases pass. Bodies age. Hair falls out. Plans fail. But all of that is part of it. It's what makes life beautiful, fragile, rare. In the anime Your Lie in April, the character Kaori dies at the end. And that's exactly what gives the story meaning. She lives intensely, loves fearlessly, and leaves behind a legacy that outlives her. You don't need to last forever. You just need to live in a way that matters. So to wrap up, you're going to die. And that's not a punishment, it's a gift. Because knowing that forces you to wake up, to stop postponing, to stop pretending. You're going to die. So love more, forgive more, feel more, fail more, risk more, live. Because in the end, the only thing worse than death is realizing you never truly lived.